how cute. It's a butterfly on my window. I got butterflies on my earrings. Girl, we're the same. Oh, bye. That was cute. Hello everyone! My name is Erin and today I'm going to be showing you how I made DIY notebooks. I originally made these notebooks like over a year ago and just now posting it. Oops. But I figured this was the best time to post them because it's back to school time. And so this is a cute and creative way to make your own personal journal, either for people going back to school, your own personal use, or any gifts that you want for holiday season coming up. So without further ado, let's get into it. When I first had the idea of gifting notebooks, I was originally just going to buy notebooks already prepared and just decorate the covers, but then I saw these really tiny journals for less than $1 each, and I thought, ooh, it'll be cute to make my own notebooks for gifts, and so I bought 9 of them. That and a couple of other supplies too, which I'm also going to be putting in the video with the prices listed so you can have an idea of what crafts or supplies you can use for this. Some of the stuff I didn't even use. And since this was the very first time I've done this and it was just a random thing that I thought of, please note, there's gonna be error, of course. Now, you're probably wondering, why in the world would you make your own journals when you can literally just buy the journal like your original idea was? Well, making my own kind of gave me more decision and freedom to do whatever I wanted and also customize it to the person that I was giving it to or the people that I was giving them to. Once I got all of my supplies, I started by removing all the wrappers on all 9 of those little tiny journals. I was making 3 notebooks. So my thought process was use 3 of these tiny journals to create 1 notebook. After I unwrapped all of them, I started working on how I wanted to glue them all together. I decided on combining them together by the covers, so putting glue on the outside of the covers and combining them together like that. And you'd probably be thinking, Erin, why would you do that? Because you have these obvious dividers in each and every notebook and there's no use for them. Well, I thought that too. And so my thought process was, instead of putting glue on the entire cover and then just smashing them together, why not put glue on the outside of the covers, the corners, and then press them together like that and create a pocket? So I originally put glue on 2 of the 4 sides of each notebook and then put them together like that. But I realized very quickly that that wasn't gonna work because out of those 2 sides that I glued together, not one of them was the spine, which is the most important side to glue down, and I didn't even think about that. So I had to go back and I added glue on the 3rd side as well, and still made the pocket, so it worked out. It was great. Then I immediately started working on putting the 3rd notebook together with the other 2, and I tried to do another technique where I just put the main 2 notebooks on top of the other notebook and tried to press them together like that. And it kind of got messy. It got a little bit, it was a bit messier than I wanted it to be. I just cleaned it up, and it all worked out in the end. I added more glue along the spines, and then I put some candles that I found in my room just to add some weight. You can use whatever you want to put weight on these notebooks, honestly. And then I repeated this entire process 2 more times. After I was done with all 3 of the main bodies of the notebooks, I decided to put them underneath my art supplies and let them dry for a couple of hours. And then later on, I reinforced the spines, which I did not record, so I'm just gonna show you a little demonstration. So my first step was to trace the spine along some construction paper and cut out that strip of paper. Then I coated one side of that strip with Mod Podge, coated the spine of the book with Mod Podge, and then pressed them together. I also added some extra Mod Podge on the outside just to get some more stability and to make sure that it had a nice seal and finish. And then I let it dry for more hours. They were essentially notebooks at this point, and honestly, if you had used a different color construction paper, you probably would have gotten away with just leaving it like this. I liked the way they looked too. The pockets were a little tight, but overall they were still functional. But if you want to do an actual painting process like I did, well, you can keep sticking around. I'm using cheaper paints to start the backgrounds, and all of these notebooks are going to have some sort of blue in it because I think those were all the favorite colors. I think everybody had the same favorite color, so it made sense. The first one I'm painting has a light blue to dark blue gradient, which is supposed to represent a clear blue sky that I'm gonna use to make like a celestial kind of vibe. I guess that's the best way to describe it. The second one is also a sky, but that isn't gonna be the main focus, so I just made it a nice powdery blue. But I also didn't mix the colors entirely because I like the little texture that makes. The third one is actually going to be a galaxy, which actually took me the longest because I thought that if I just put the colors on there first and then color around it with the black that it was gonna work out. That did not work. That didn't work at all. I spent so much time trying to get that ready and make it look, I don't know, somewhat like a galaxy, because it oh my gosh, threw me for a loop. I will give myself some credit because this one actually became my favorite to decorate, so, you know, all's well that ends well. Really, I was so invested in this one that I started working on the rest of the decorations for this one first. So I used a round paintbrush to make the main stars and a toothbrush to make some clusters of stars in the distance. Next, I added some glitter paint, and I didn't want to use it throughout the entire cover because I wanted certain areas to pop and kind of look like, I don't know, like far away star clusters or galaxies or nebulas or something like that. I dried the notebook with a blow dryer and started decorating with a gold paint pen. That paint pen did not like going over that glitter paint. I wish I would have known that before I put the glitter paint down, but I had to go over it numerous times to get the gold paint to stick. But once I did, this notebook was pretty much ready to go. After the galaxy, I moved on to the gradient notebook. For this one, I added a bunch of fluffy clouds, all different sizes, throughout the background, and then I coated the entire cover with the glitter paint. Again, I was really going for that celestial, heavenly, quote-unquote, kind of vibe. And so in my mind, I imagined like, you know, you're in this clear blue sky and it's like sparkly everywhere in the clouds and there's gold and all that stuff. So I tried to put a lot of gold here without it being too congested, and I literally forgot again that the glitter paint and the gold paint pen don't mesh well, so I had to, you know, go over my areas of writing numerous times before they stuck. And then also, I forgot about these stickers that I had, but I decided to put one down. It didn't have a good adhesive, so I used Mod Podge to glue it down and then also prevent it from peeling off. And a couple of details later, this one was done too. Last but not least, I arrived at the final notebook to decorate. Honestly, I didn't know what I was gonna do for this one, but I think after, you know, a while of thinking, I decided on just putting down a tree. So I mixed my paint together to make a light brown and dark brown to make the main tree skeleton. You know, the tree trunks, roots, and branches and whatnot. The next steps were the leaves, and this is where I went very color happy, and I'm not too happy about it. I wanted it to be this mix and array of pretty colorful leaves, like cascading down and, you know, going all around the ground, but I put so much color that everything just ended up muddled. I still liked it though, and I just kept going with what I had, and I used the remaining paint that I used for the leaves to go down onto the ground as well. Since I used glitter paint and gold paint on the first two notebooks, I decided to follow a trend with this one as well. I used some of the glitter paint as like sparkly leaves throughout the tree. I finished everything with gold paint pen, and then I added gold leaves as well. Don't know if I liked that decision, but you know, it was too late to step back from it now. So yeah. But once I finished the details on this one, I added a couple of minute details, put some gold on the spines of each of the notebooks, and then I had my final results. Check them out. Overall, I'm really happy with how these notebooks turned out. I think I would change how I made the pockets though, because they were really tight and it was hard to put things in them. I'd probably either change how I glue the cover sheets down, or I would cut one of the covers so that it actually makes a sleeve that you can easily slide things into and make an efficient pocket. Thank you so much for watching this video. Although these notebooks were a labor of love, they were very fun to make, and I am really happy with how they turned out, especially for my first time making them. I hope you enjoyed this process, and if you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some other crafting ideas that I could try next, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!